All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Hello, my name is Chris, and this is We Love Comics, and I got a unboxing for you where I have four comics in one box. It's actually a run that I was trying to complete, not a complete run. I literally just want first few issues of this comic run, but hey, you never know. Later on, I might add to it. I guess we'll find out. But I wanted to make sure I let people know that my auction is tomorrow. So that's 3 p.m. on Sunday, the 3rd of August. So that's 3 p.m. Eastern time. So you still have time to watch my sneak peek video and be able to contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com and make an offer on any of the books. So this way you don't have to worry about it being in the auction. Maybe you miss the auction or forget about it or end up having some plans that you have to do. Um, you also don't have to worry about, being outbid by somebody in the auction, or you don't have to worry about, winning the bid, but having to go into a bidding war. So contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. You have up until before the auction starts. If I accept your offer, you have 24 business hours to make a deposit or a payment. All payment plans and discounts will apply depending on what type of payment you want to make. So at the end of this video, I'll show all the rules and everything for the auction tomorrow. So you could write that down so you don't have to worry about it tomorrow. And let's give a shout out to our Patreon members. We are only 5 paid Patreon members away from starting to do the giveaways, because if I get 20 paid members in any given month, I raffle off some prizes, and I will ship it anywhere in the world, and I will pay for the shipping and handling. And also, the new thing that I added to my Patreon, if you're a paid member, you now can get early access to any of my future auctions, which means you can have the ability to make an offer on any comics that are going to be in the auction 2 weeks before the auction and 1 week before the sneak peek video. So you get a week in advance before anybody else can actually even know what comics are being offered in the auction. And again, you can make a offer, and if I accept, um, all these situations I talked about before would apply. So you'll also get your name up here and shout it out every video. I can either just do your first name without your last name. I'm not going to put people's personal information out there. But if you prefer me to shout out your YouTube channel or your social network, or if you have a eBay store, for example, just let me know. And remember, any of your contributions are tax deductible, so always appreciate it. So shout out to Sith Lord, Michael, Kevin, Dan, Herbert, Annabelle, Jason, Kim, Blessed, Joey, Ashton, which is our newest member. And at YouTube, shout out to Kendall Kid Comics. On Instagram, shout out to at ScottWU077. On Facebook, shout out to Stephen L. Turk Author. And last but not least, on Instagram, at Silver Age Surfer _comics. And if you want to check out all the different tiers, you could pause that. But let's get into the unboxing. And if you want to thumb up or thumb down the video, it always helps and it's always appreciated. Um, if people can leave comments after the video uploads, because YouTube now, if people don't engage with either a thumbs up or a thumbs down or a comment, um, basically your videos and your channel fall into irrelevance. And that's why I average about 100 to 200 views per video. So anybody kind enough that can thumb it up or thumb it down or leave a comment once the video uploads, always appreciated. So without further ado, we won't wait for people to come in because, it is a Saturday, so I'm sure most people are out and about, so they can always watch this later. But if you are here and you want to make your presence known in the live chat, by all means, please do, because I always do at the end of the video a surprise subscriber shout out. You don't even have to be a subscriber to get that shout out, because, perfectly honest, I'm not really going to check to verify. But if anything, there are a few people who appreciate that stuff. All right, so they did put some cushion around it. They put several of these on the bottom and the sides, so that's always appreciated. I always tell people, don't be afraid to ask a seller, whether it's on eBay, Instagram, or any place, how you would like the book sent, and give them a nice explanation as to why. And some people, they may not love comics as much as us. It could be some grandparents or somebody that found some comics in the attic, or some, kid that had comics left to them and they care nothing about comics and they want to sell them. They may not know or care how to ship items. So don't be afraid to ask. They don't always listen, but the majority of them do try. And if you could stop one person from ending up mailing you the manila envelope of death, which, if you've been ordering online and as long as I have or longer, it's almost a rite of passage to get one of those. But if you want to try and avoid that, communication is key. Um, like I said, it doesn't always work, but the one extra time it does is going to be appreciated and potentially keep your comics from getting damaged, because we all know these days, especially the U.S. Postal Service, not exactly caring when it comes to mailing your packages safely or in the condition that they were originally sent out for. So, communication is the key. All right, so this person looks like they did a really good job of securing this. Tape all over. They put cardboard on both sides, which is a thing I ask for all the time. So it looks like these didn't shift around a lot. Mike Oliver is here. He says, "Well, I don't want your channel disappearing, so Chris, I'll give you a thumbs up." Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. Yeah, YouTube is really wanting to get rid of the regular YouTubers and basically replace YouTubers with mainstream media. So if you want to avoid that, even not just my channel, but anybody's channels that you follow, what's happening now is that YouTube is not basing just views as a way to track um, a channel and its relative ability to be seen. They're basing it on whether somebody thumbs up or thumbs down the video. So, hey, if you want to thumb down the video, that's perfectly fine. I don't take it personally. Everybody's right to have an opinion. But if you comment once a video uploads on anybody's video, if you share it, if you thumb it up or thumb it down, it helps the algorithm so you don't fade into existence, into oblivion. So if you like YouTube videos from regular people like me and others, and you don't want to see YouTube turn into mainstream media, which is what they plan on doing with that, everybody that you subscribe to or view that you like at all, show some engagement, and it will help all of the channels. So I'm not just about myself. Even people I don't like or agree with, they deserve a chance to have their voices heard. So make sure you help everybody. So I want to put these in order, because once you see the first one, you're going to know what they are. And of course, as always, I will tell you the price I paid for these, which will include shipping and handling and eBay taxes, because 99.9% of the comics I buy are on eBay. It's just easy for me. And with the eBay buyer protection program, like if you saw the video the last week with the person that tried to scam me out of over about $1,100, but didn't win ultimately because I got my money back. That's why I don't like to, use Instagram or some of these other places that people sell comics, because if somebody is not ethical and they take your money but don't send you the product or send you something different or try one of those scams, you have no protection and you lose your money. But with eBay, the one thing I love is I've had over the years probably 25 to 30 scammers try and steal money from me, and they got away with it 0 times. Every single time I've gotten my money back. So that's why I prefer eBay, but you do what you love. But, it's just everybody has a personal preference. But anyway, here we go. First book, we've got Vampirella. This is issue number 6. I already have issues 1 through 5, including the first print, which, if you look, let me back away. You can see I have right there. That is the original from, I believe, 1969. But I have 2 through 5. But now I have issue 6. This person said they're estimating this to be about a 5.5 to a 6.5 range. I think they're undergrading it. I think it's a lot better than that, but better to have them have a lower grade and to be higher than the other way around. So this one is a Frank Franzetta cover. This is Vampirella issue number 7. This is, according to the seller, the best condition of the group. This, they say, is about an 8.0 and up. I would definitely agree. Again, probably higher than an 8.0. But these are books I can't send into PGX because they do not have the ability to grade magazine-sized comics, unfortunately. I hope they fix that one day. But we have Vampirella number 8, where this seller said they think this is about a 5.0 or higher. Again, I think they totally underestimated the grade because if you look, I mean, the colors pop, first of all, but there's not one spine tick on there. Now, of course, I'd have to check the back and everything. But this, I mean, let's hear your opinions, whether you're watching this live or you're watching this later on. There's no water stains or anything, at least not what the person said. I mean, look at the corners. They're nice and sharp. I mean, in your opinion, do you think this is only a 5.0? This looks more like an 8 or higher. Again, I'd have to look at the back, but the oranges pop. There's no wrinkles. I mean, especially with all of that black, there's not one color breaking tick. So this seller absolutely is selling these at lower grades than what they really are. I wish, like I said, I wish PGX would do magazine sizes because I have a bunch of comics I would send them, and I know others would as well. Vincenzo, I actually do not have Twitter. I don't have any social network. Even my Facebook, I stopped going on that probably a year and a half ago. I stay off social network, especially in the past 5 years or so. People are so sensitive these days. I just don't have any engagement on anything other than my YouTube channel or my emails. So Vincenzo, if you ever need to contact me or anything, you can call me. You can email me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. But yeah, definitely no Twitter, no Instagram, no OnlyFans. So sorry to disappoint you on that. But I didn't mean you specifically. I meant my audience because I'm sure you'd love to see that one. But last but not least, Vampirella issue 9. And this one they claimed, in their opinion, is a 7.0. And again, unless the backs are heavily destroyed, which by the pictures I didn't see anything like that. Again, this looks much higher. I mean, this is a lot of this is black and white, but I'll show you again. There are no spine ticks along the spine. Look how much. Now, these books are from 1973, 1974. Look at the top. Completely straight. The colors are perfect. There's a tiny bit of a roundness at the tip. That's what she said. But the edges are nice and straight. I mean, let's hear your opinions. Those that grade comics or want to try and get into practice. Again, no stains, no dog ears. That's absolutely going to be much higher than a 7.0. So I'm very happy about that because a lot of times sellers will say, oh, yeah, I think this is an easily a 5.0. You get a grade, it comes back a 3.5. So I like the fact that this person definitely, well, either doesn't know how to grade or preferred to do a lower grade than what they thought it was. So this way they didn't have to worry about the opposite happening and their customer getting upset. So I currently now have Vampirella issues 1 through 9. So I don't know how far the run I'll go, but considering these are all first prints and really looking good. I mean, this number 6 is the quote unquote worst, and they said the 6 would have been a 5.5. This is the worst part of any of the books. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but right at the tip, that's what she said, right there, you could see a color break increase. But that's literally about what, 3/4 of an inch? She's got to stop keep saying that. But again, with a book that's got a lot of black on the cover, looks pretty darn good. So this person definitely undergraded these books, in my opinion, because the edges on all sides are completely sharp. A lot of times, especially these magazine ones, people are doing this and flipping to read it, and that causes little bends and things. None of these have that. All right, so here's the prices, and like I said, I want to remind people my auction is tomorrow, August 3rd at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. You still can contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com if you would like to make a offer on any of them to prevent them from being in the live auction. Again, if you join my Patreon, you can get early access and your name up on the screen here and shout out every video. But at the end, I will show all the rules for the auction tomorrow. So this way, if you're interested, you can have that information before you start so we can kind of get into it faster. Keep in mind, and by the way, X-Men 94 has been sold and Hulk 181 has been sold. So those two are not going to be in the auction. So that's why it does pay to contact me before the auction, because you can, dictate your price. And if I accept it, you don't have to worry about bidding wars or, being outbid or having somebody else come along and take it away. So, you know, do what you got to do. But I want people to know that most of my sales either happen before the auction or after, because remember, once that auction is closed, you have up to 1 week after the auction is closed to be able to watch the video, contact me, and be able to purchase any of the books that were either unsold or the person didn't honor their bid. Because, like I said, anybody that wins, they have to make at least a deposit or a payment within, I'll do 48 business hours. Of course, if you need an extra day or two, don't leave me hanging. Don't leave me guessing. Just message me and let me know. If you need an extra day or two, or even 2 or 3 days, I have no problem with that. But message me. Please don't leave me hanging, because I literally had every single person that contacted me about comics for this auction that left orders that I accepted. All of them just didn't respond to me right away. Some not ever again. And some of these people were people that had bought from me before. So, just don't leave me hanging. That's all I ask. I'm trying to be flexible and work with you. Just keep it mutual. So here's the prices I paid. For Vampirella number 6, supposedly a 5.5 and up, I paid with shipping and handling and taxes $64.96. For Vampirella number 9, which he says is about a 7.0, but again, I really believe much higher. Paid $51.36. Vampirella number 8, which they said is a 5.0. I'm like, there's no way this is a 5.0. Because, I mean, you could literally have a color breaking subscription increase all the way down the book and still get a 5.0. So this is absolutely going to be much higher. Again, I'd have to look at the back and everything, but it's a beautiful book. I paid, what is it, number 8? I paid $53.90. And then the best one, which the only problem I see on it, at least on the front of the cover, is see that little dot there? That's not even a tear or a color break increase. Sometimes you'll see, even on new books, you'll have that little white little extension coming from the book. So that's the only quote unquote problem. And they said this one's about an 8.0. Definitely, in my opinion, going to be higher than an 8.0. Paid $77. So if you look up, like for example, Vampirella number 7 at an 8.0, that sells for over $300. Now, of course, that's a graded book. These are raw, but like I said, if PGX ever does the magazine sizes and gets those cases, I absolutely would be sending these in. Love the artwork, especially, this one is a Franzetta cover. cover art. You can always tell great artist work, but all of these covers have some pretty good art. So I now officially have issues 1 through 9 of Vampirella. Definitely happy to have that in my collection. Let me see. Vincenzo says, give us a cat update when you can. A lot of comic book and cat lovers in my Twitter circle. Um, my cat's Shy. I don't know if you guys remember. If you've been watching for a while, I've had him now for 16 years. He has um, thyroid problems and he's on medication. And the past 3 or 4 days, he hasn't been eating much at all. So we're going to be taking him to the vet to see if it continues. I'm going to take him to the vet and get him another checkup. But fingers crossed. I hope he still has more time in him. It takes a lot to get him to eat a little. So the stray cats are all doing pretty well. You know, the fact that, like I said on the other video, the heat here in Florida with the heat index and humidity for the past 10 days in a row has been 105 to 115 every day without exception. And it gets a cool 99 to 105 at night. So cats have been struggling a little bit, but I've been giving them water every day and doing my best to keep them hydrated and coming in heat exhausted every single time, sweating to death. But I'm going to do what no one else will. And that's why, like I say, anybody that contributes to my Patreon, majority of that contributions that people are kind enough to give go towards buying cat food and vet bills and all that other fun stuff. So thank you, Vincenzo, for asking about the cats. Because I used to have my original videos, cats used to walk in all the time, but I don't do the videos on the floor anymore, so it makes it a lot more difficult. And especially with the door closed, they haven't learned how to open a door yet, but they're working on it. So thank you for watching. Let's do today's surprise subscriber shout outs. Since we only have a couple of people in here, we're going to go Vincenzo C and Mike Oliver. Both of you are today's surprise subscriber shoutouts. I'm sure you're very surprised considering I do at least 2 surprise subscriber shoutouts and there are 2 people in here, but hold back the enthusiasm and leave a comment in the comment section if you want to share a link to your YouTube channel, if you make videos, or to your social network. Vincenzo, you said you have a Twitter circle. If you want to do a link and share your Twitter account, by all means, please do. And just make sure the links are suitable for all audiences. I always verify just to make sure. Reason I do that is you get a bunch of spammers and trolls trying to put inappropriate links on people's channels, and they'll never see the light of day here. So if you do see a link in the comment section, it means it was approved and it was verified. So let's support our fellow comic book collaborators. So that's it. Stay tuned if you want to see the rules for the auction tomorrow. Auction is tomorrow, Sunday, the 3rd at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, you still have time to contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com and make an offer on any of the books that are still available before the auction ever happens. And a deposit or a payment has to be done within 48 business hours. And again, discounts and payment plans are available depending on how you're paying. So that's it. So let's do the rules for people that care. The rest of you, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. And again, if anybody can share it, if you know anybody that buys comics or looking to start a collection, all the books that I sell are all key books, all graded, makes it easier for somebody starting out or somebody that doesn't want to guess what a grade is. If you could share my videos and my channel and let people know about tomorrow's auction, because that's how I get bills paid, by selling comics. So, again, payment plans and everything will be available. So, thank you for watching, everybody. And for the rest of you, let's show the stuff that's going down for the auction tomorrow. So, you can write this stuff down tomorrow if you want. The ways to pay. I accept Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, also cash, check, or money order. Keep in mind, anybody that writes a personal check, there is a 10 business day waiting period because we have to make sure the check clears. So if you do cash or money order, you're getting discounts. So I can go over that during the auction to make it easier. But if you mail me cash or money order, which I have had plenty of people do, and if you're one of the people that's ordered from me and have done that, if you can share your experience in the comments section once this video uploads, it would be very much appreciated so people can see that I've had people that took a year or two to send me payments every month, and they got their comics and they got them exactly as advertised safely. And I always mail within 24 business hours of a payment. And if for some reason I can't mail it out the next day, I will let you know and keep you informed. So there will be discounts. If you want to pause this for all the auction rules, like for example, make sure you're set on live chat and not top chat. Um, there are late fees for people that do not make their payments, so please make sure if you win or I accept your offer and you have a payment plan, please don't make me have to search for you every month to remind you. Um, I let it slide the first month or two, but after that, there's a $10 late charge because, remember, if you have a credit card and you just decide to not pay and you don't let them know about it, they're going to hit you with 39, 49% interest rates and up. I don't do things like that, but anyway, communication is key. If you could see the discounts right on the bottom there, and there's also for cash discounts free domestic shipping, so you could pause that to check. And then here are the payment plans. If you need an extra month because it's absolutely going to make or break you being able to buy a comic, I have no problem adding an extra month if you need it. But always keep in mind the faster you pay, the faster you get your comic. So if it takes you like a 2 year plan and it takes you 2 years to pay for it, it's going to be 2 years before you get the comic. So the earlier and the faster you pay, the faster you get the comic. So I give this for people to allow them to be able to buy a comic that they may not have been able to afford and get a chance to get an upgraded comic or a key they might not have been able to get with these payment plans. So I charge no interest, no taxes, and you could pause this anywhere from a 2 month payment plan up to 2 years, depending on the price. And again, if you're in, like, for example, if you win an auction or make an offer for an auction for $500, that's a 2 month payment plan. If you need 3 months because it's going to be making it easier for you, please let me know. But it can't be something where if you spend the $500 and you say, can I get a 2 year payment plan on a 2 month thing? That I can't do. So let's keep it real. My channel is the most flexible comic book auction channel. Remember, I'm the one that first did the first comic book channel auctions on YouTube. I give plenty of payment plans no one else does. I give sneak peek videos nobody else does. I give the ability to make offers before an auction nobody else does. And even a week after the auction, you could still purchase any unsold comics. So I send everything right away. I send it priority mail. International shipping is going to be a little bit higher, so keep that in mind. But I will allow people overseas, if you don't mind the shipping costs, to purchase and bid. And that's basically it. So, with that being said, I want to thank you all for watching. If you want to join my Patreon, you can go to patreon.com/, we love comics. And let's see if we can get up to 20 paid members, because then we got the giveaways to give away. So, thank you for watching, everybody. And Vincenzo says we're finally cooled down in Philadelphia. Awesome. Yeah, everybody was getting a heat wave all over the place. So glad to hear that. We're still waiting for that. It's going to be another 4 or 5 days of 100+ degrees with the humidity. So I'll tell you this much, I'll never need to purchase a sauna. So that's one advantageous move moving to Florida, but it's been challenging. Florida, especially the lower half of Florida where I live, is definitely not for the faint of heart. But he also says, I'll send you something for the cats when I can. Well, like I always say, I appreciate anything somebody does, but make sure you don't put yourself in a position where you struggle because of your kindness. But if anybody even wanted to send cat food, you can contact me peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com, and I can send you a way to do that. So it's not like I'm trying to, cash out and get myself a vacation or something. So if somebody thinks if they have, wet cat food that their cats don't want, and instead of throwing it out, if you want to donate it, it's going to go to a good cause. So you can contact me with that. So thank you, Vincenzo, for the kind words. I'm glad things are cooling down. Let me know, everybody in your area, the temperatures. What's the highest day you've got? See if you can beat 115 degrees. That's going to be an interesting one. But if you live in Florida, you probably at least match it. And also, Mike Oliver, thank you so much for leaving your comment and for leaving your thumbs up. And I'll see some of you tomorrow, and the rest of you, I'll see you, I guess, in another future video. So thanks for watching, everybody. Have a wonderful day. And don't forget, it's not you, it is not I, it is We Love Comics. I'll see you next video, everybody. And don't forget to have your trolls spayed or neutered. Peace out.